Hello everyone. On our last video, we spoke about these two beautiful roses from Heirloom Roses. And on today's video, we're going ahead and planting them.
Yep. Don't forget, before we get planting, you can save 20% off on Heirloom Roses. They offer over 900 varieties all year round.
Beautiful Eden.
And Koko Loko.
Who are you most excited for? Is that even a question?
That can't even be a question right now. I'm excited for all roses.
Yeah.
Every time, all the time. So let's get planting. So today we're gonna tackle the inside of the rose garden here and create a bed for some of the roses we have in here and get started with the plant back here. All right, so first of all, there's plenty of room back here. We have some of the other roses. The goal is to make a bed all along here and get some of the roses in the ground, because some of these guys definitely need to go in the ground and they're waiting to set some roots. We still got to work along the fence back there and get some other stuff going, but we want a rose bed in here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started carving this area out. I actually bought a gas tiller because the Craftsman one kind of just didn't work out on me. So let's get started with that. So the first thing I got to do back here is use the edger to make my outline for the bed, so we can start to use the tiller to knock out all this grass, make it nice and fluffy, and get the roses in there. So I did a thing yesterday. The cordless tiller was not working. It actually broke. If you saw one of our last videos, we put it through so much stress that it just couldn't handle it anymore. So I went and got a gas powered tiller, and it's gonna make this job way faster than it needs to be. Okay, so we're done tilling this bed over here, and that new tiller absolutely made short work of this. With the cordless one, it would have taken me hours to get this the way I wanted it. So we got as much of the weeds that we could out of here. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna throw some landscape fabric down on here, and I think we're just gonna pre-mulch it, and when it comes time to plant the roses, we're just gonna cut into it, move the mulch and cut into the spots that we need, use the auger and get that that hole dug for those roses. But I leveled it out, so the next thing, like I said, is just throw down some landscape fabric. So my math skills when it comes to mulching was off. I thought 4 bags was gonna do it. Apparently it's not. So I'm gonna have to get one more bag. Might as well grab a couple more because we have some other projects we're gonna do. But I figured we'd be good with the 4 bags that we had. So go get one more bag and then we'll start to get these planted. All right, so we got the whole bed done. I think the mulch thing's gonna have to wait because we're gonna move some mulch here anyway, and we'll just get another bag and fill in later. But picking a spot for Eden to go. Where do you think we should?
So we need something that's going to go up to give some kind of structure back here.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm always looking for something that's going to also give greenery, because it's very important, the greenery.
Yeah.
The great thing about the zone that we live in, a lot of the roses don't lose their leaves till like the last month of winter. We are in zone between 8 and 9.
Yeah.
So these kind of stay, a lot of them in the garden stay as if they were evergreen.
Yeah.
So we're thinking maybe somewhere right here, going up an obelisk.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna go right in the center and put an obelisk here. I'm actually building some obelisks, so that's gonna be a pretty cool video later to do. So yeah, right here in the center.
She needs a lot of room.
All right.
So this would be great. Yeah, Eden is a very big,
what do you say,
beautiful
right
rose.
about here?
Do we want her right center? Because there's going to be other
You tell me.
roses here.
This way, that way?
Let me look that way.
Okay.
We're doing the whole dancing thing here. So if I'm looking from here, and if you make the obelisk...
Do you want it more that way, more this way?
I'm wondering, do I want an obelisk right... Well, the rose is gonna poof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah.
All right.
The word poof just keeps coming up.
Yeah.
Roses just poof, guys, every time.
All right, so we're gonna go right here in the center there. Now, I could use a small auger, but I have a gas one, and I don't want to break my back here, so.
No, it's too rocky here.
Yeah.
I think it's best that you...
All right, so we're gonna go right here in the
get
center.
the other one. Yeah.
Gonna cut this landscape fabric that I put down back a little bit so we can get a good cut. Separate that. Okay, so planting our own root roses is gonna be the same as any other rose that we've done. I'm gonna add some compost in here, and I'm using the Espoma Land and Sea compost. Just get a good base in there. And I'm gonna use a good handful of biotone. Biotone is gonna help this rose's roots establish itself. Now with on root roses, because it's not a bare root, you don't have to underplant or overplant. You can do it right at the crown. It'll be just fine. The bare root, you wanna, depending on where you live, you can plant a little bit higher. If it's hot, you can plant it lower if it's too cold in your zone. But with bare roots, if you plant them too high, you might get those suckers. That's when you start to get those suckers when the sun, when the actual root is exposed to the sun, you start getting suckers come out. But these roots are gonna be fine. You don't have to worry again, like I said, about suckers. You can just plant it at level there. So we got our compost and our biotone in there. That's a perfect level right there. And now I'm just gonna backfill with its own soil here. Minus the rocks, because boy was there rocks in here. Yeah, I'm just gonna put the landscape fabric back where it goes, cover that with a little bit of mulch, and we'll water it in when we're done. Now we're gonna move over to where Angie's gonna plant Koko Loko.
Okay, same thing here. Drop a little bit of compost. And then sprinkle some of the biotone root starter. And I am loco for Koko Loko, or should I say loca? I had to, yes, I had to. I've been wanting to say that. I am so crazy for this rose. Look at this. Here we go, guys. Make sure you fill it all around. And it's just the most craziest name, Koko Loko. The name says it all, and I understand why. All these rocks. One last thing to do with the roses is go ahead and give them a really good soak.
Yes.
So you want to do this until they get established. That's probably going to be the first 2 to 3 weeks. Make sure that that the soil is going to be moist. Don't let it dry out completely.
Yeah, you want to water them pretty good for the first, like I said, and just let the roots just do their thing.
And go ahead and mulch. The mulch doesn't just help with keeping, retaining the moisture, but it also helps for the water not to start splashing onto the leaves, and then you start getting black spot and all those other problems. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about the roses. I went ahead and planted Koko Loko. Koko Loko is more of it's a shrub rose. And this rose grows up to, I think it's 3 feet in height, and then it spreads 4. Now it is also hardy. It's hardy from zone 6 to 10, if I'm correct.
Yep.
6 to 10. And it has the most beautiful, huge, just gorgeous flowers. They're like 4.5 inch size, and I think it's like a brown to a lavender, but I've seen like,
oh, it's got some beautiful color.
I've even seen like, what is it, like a pinkish in there.
I saw a little bit of orange, like a burnt orange.
It's just the most beautiful flower, and that's why I've been wanting this rose in our garden.
Yeah, so the one I planted is Eden Climber in pink. Now this rose is a reblooming climber. It gets to about 10 feet tall. I've seen it go a little bit longer in other people's gardens, but 10 feet tall is what it's normally characterized by. Now this rose can go, basically it can go in any direction, north, south, east, west. Full sun, it does a little bit on heirloom roses. It says it does well in some partial shade areas as well. But this rose is gonna do absolutely great. It has some beautiful pastel pink, cream, yellow colored cups, about 3 to 4 inches. Absolutely looks beautiful. I just love the way this rose looks.
It's like an ice cream scoop.
Yeah.
Every time I see Eden, she looks that way. Koko Loko as well is full sun.
Yeah.
So the more sun, the better.
Yeah, and we're gonna put in, we're probably gonna do an obelisk and put this here. This rose can go on an arch. It can go at the front of the house on a climbing structure as well. Pretty much anything that it can climb. It'll spread about 6 feet if you don't put it on anything, but it's a climbing rose, so you wanna make this rose go up.
And with time, we are very excited to go ahead and let them grow and continue to show them to everyone. Maybe you have it in your garden. Go ahead and leave us down below. Tell us how they do for you in your garden.
Okay, so that's pretty much gonna do it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, you can save 20% off with our code down below in the description on heirloom roses from now until April 17th. So hurry up and get those roses quick. But again, beautiful roses. We're glad to have them in our garden. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.